It's so simple. It's just you imagine a line. It's called timeline healing, timeline healing. And so you imagine a straight line, like a ruler or something, right? And at one end of the ruler is this, well, at first what I did is for this lifetime. So the one end of the ruler, which for me is the left, because, you know, in English you read left to right. So that's sort of how I'm visualizing, like left comes first and then right. You know, but if your native language, you know, does it from top to bottom or right to left, you know, that's cool too. Doesn't matter. But anyway, you have a starting point and then you go to present time, right? And that's your timeline. And you just imagine, you know, like your conception of this lifetime, the start of this life, because spiritually, you know, when your parents agree and you agree with the angels, okay, they're going to be my kid. And then that's, you know, that's when the energy starts flowing. So you just imagine that as like the start of your timeline to present. And then this healing didn't really do anything with the future of your timeline. And usually I don't, although, you know, there may be some healing where we dabble in that in the future. Never say never. But, but anyway, what I did is I just used lots of gold light. You know, and you can do that with your hands. So imagine your timeline out in front of you. And that's why too, I made sure in this recap to, you know, we cleared out planetary darkness. We did the blue soak. We did tricolor soak. So you are in a good headspace to do this. So you just imagine this line that's like from then to now, you know, from early life to now. And, you know, include the early years, include your, you know, when you were like in the womb and stuff. And just, you want to just melt piles. Keep it simple, but just imagine like piles of leaves, you know, in the fall people rake leaves and make piles, right? So just imagine only what's gentle and healthy for you to clear right now, right? That's really key. So it's just with your intention though. I only want to see what's good for me to clear right now. And any energy blocks that are holding you in the past, you know, and this isn't like, oh, that was such a fun time, I like reminiscing. No, this is like generally not good stuff that holds you in the past that you probably don't even remember. So you don't have to try to remember it. You just notice, oh, there's a pile there, there's a pile there, and there's a pile here. And my intention is, you know, I want to clear what's, you know, I'm only visualizing and imagining what's healthy for me to clear right now. So I'll clear that, you know, and if you want, you can use your intuition and be like, okay, this is low on my timeline, you know, towards the beginning. So that was when I was 2 years old. Interesting, you know, and just bring up red earth energy from the center of the earth to like soak all your piles. And then gold light. So you just do red earth energy and gold light. And you know, I'm soaking all 3 of my piles at once. Because why not? Because the soak part is very gentle, but then I'll probably just clear 1 pile at a time. So I'm gonna clear the earliest one first, and that's what I would suggest. So my 2-year-old pile. And you don't have to know why it happened. You know, it could be you got yelled at when you were 2, or you know, whatever, something confusing happened. It's really easy to get stuck as a kid. You know, so just melt the pile with the gold light and the red earth energy. And if you have any trouble, just be like, angels, can you help me clear that? And they will. But, you know, my angels would roll their eyes at me if I ask, because I can do it by myself. And you can too. All right, so that pile's gone. So I hope yours is too. And if you feel spacey or anything, just wiggle your toes. Imagine yourself coming back. Imagine that nice big red or orange or yellow grounding that you have. It's nice. And so go for your next pile. So again, this is whatever's healthy and gentle for you to clear right now. Piles of energy blocks that are in the past, in this life, that are holding you in the past rather than enjoying the present, right? So my next pile, because I'm just gonna do 3 piles, because, you know, why push it? Because we're also gonna do past life piles too. So my middle pile in my timeline, it's from when I was 10. So I'm just red soaking it with the red earth energy and then the gold light. And you don't have to know the age, but just, you know, generally your intuition can kind of tell you a number. If not, you could say, well, was it, you know, when I was younger than a teenager? Yes, no. Was it when I was younger than 5 years old? Yes, no. You know, so you can multiple choice it out to figure out. But the point is to melt it. I mean, even if your intuition doesn't tell you when it's from, it's not necessary, but it's interesting. So just for you guys for fun, this 10-year-old pile is, I had a test and I was 10 years old and I wasn't prepared for it. And I couldn't study the night before. Something happened and I couldn't study, and so I wasn't prepared for the test. And I just was really stressed out. So just don't go back there in the past. Sometimes when you read it, you're like, whoa, you feel like you're reliving it. So just, you know, wiggle your toes, touch your face, you know, just melt the pile. That's it. Breathe. I think it was social studies for some reason. No wonder I don't know all my states. There we go, that's gone. But I did study, guys, so my kids, studying is good. It is good. Okay, great. So now I'm gonna do my third pile, and again, this is timeline healing that we're doing, and we're just clearing piles of energy blocks in our past, in the timeline of this lifetime. So you're just imagining a simple line that represents time, and now is at one end, and you know, before is at the other end. So okay, my third pile is, let's see. I was 24 years old. I'm 47 right now. 24. Wow, that's interesting. And you don't have to know when you were, but if you want, you know, just think, okay, was it before this time? Was it after this time? And just have your intuition think about it. You know, usually when I run gold light through it and I comb through it, that triggers my intuition more. And if you just relax and keep breathing. And it's really ironic, but the less you try, the better your intuition is. So I was 24. I'd already graduated college. Oh, like a bad breakup drama. I had very bad taste in men back then. Low self-esteem, relationship decisions. So I'm just melting the pile. I'm not reliving it. Like I'm just barely getting pings on like which bad boyfriend it was. So the point is just to melt it away, bring up the red earth energy and the gold light, whatever your pile is. And again, if it's too hard to clear it, just be like, angels, can you help me clear that? Which is fine too. Here we go, my pile's clearing. It is nice. Makes you feel, ironically, it makes you feel younger. And what that is the energy that was trapped back then, you get more of it. So, oh, by the way, new hair. This was shaved, but I shaved a lot more of it. I don't know, just for fun. Okay, so that was the timeline healing for this life, which we did, but then we also did a timeline healing for past lives. And again, with that one, we for real did only 3 piles. You know, when we did this present life, actually, you know, we didn't do the piles. In the real healing, we did 0 to 5 and 5 to 10, then 10 to 15, and then we did the present. But I think the piles is actually much better. So I would recommend the piles. Just, you know, intuitively, okay, how much is gentle for me now, and just see big piles. You know, the angels really did like that. But when I was doing the healing, I did help people, you know, from 0 to 5, like anything they were ready to clear, and then ages 5 to 10, anything that they were ready to clear, and then 10 to 15, and then 15 to present, you know, however old they were. You know, and yeah, people in this healing, I mean, because people have their parents participating too, so, you know, 80s, probably people into their 80s are participants in this healing. And the youngest is 7 in this healing. Actually, there are a lot more kids in the next triplet set. So, but I think all these triplet sets are good for kids because kids have a lot of past life baggage just like we do, so they need healings. All right, and they have stresses in current life. You know, they have tests and stuff. All right, tests and studying. Okay, so then the past life timeline is the same thing, but we'll do it anyway together because it's so cool. So you imagine, you know, straight line, make it easy, right? And so now is one end of your line. I mean, obviously there's more in the future, but you know, that's not what we're dealing with right now. So what the end that you're visualizing is now, and even though there's more, and then, you know, the other end of this timeline is like the beginning when you were first created, you know, at the start of your very first life, which, you know, don't get too into that, you know. I mean, this is a warning for some of the energy geeks that get overly complicated and obscure. You know who you are. So just imagine a line and it's all your past lives. Just chill about that, all right? And just imagine 3 piles that are good for you to clear right now, healthy and gentle, of things that are holding you back in the past. So they're piles of energy blocks and they're holding you back from being in the present. You know, they're kind of trapping you in the past, okay? And keep it light, keep it innocent, folks. I mean, most people have no trouble with that, but some of you could make breakfast complicated, all right? So just, you got your past life timeline up to now, and you imagine 3 piles from the past that are healthy and gentle for you to clear right now. And they're from your past lives. They just look like big piles of leaves, right? And just do the earliest one first. So I'm just gonna soak all 3 of them in the red earth energy first, because that's really soothing. So soak all 3 of these piles, these past life piles, in red earth energy, which is really nice and gentle. And then do the earliest one. I'm gonna move it out in front of me, you know, so I'm not like over here. But I'm doing the earliest pile. And you don't have to intuit about it. You can just melt it. But for fun, I will intuit for you and walk you through it. So an easy thing to say is, I mean, I don't bother with how long ago, like the year. I mean, who cares? The year. It's not like you're sending yourself a piece of mail or something. But I think interesting is, okay, was I male or female? That's pretty interesting, right? Because usually, you know, I mean, I know that people can have transgender lives and all that, but in a lot of lifetimes you didn't. In a lot of lifetimes you were just male or just female. So, but, you know, you can have an option C, you know, was I transgender? But, okay, so the first pile, I was male in that life. And again, the point is just to melt it. The intuition is just for fun. So were you male or female? And again, the less you try, the better your intuition is. So this stress for me was, I was a perfectionist in that life. Imagine that. Me? I was a perfectionist. I was male. I was a carpenter, but like a fine detail carpenter. Very funny. I was supposed to be like building, you know, homes and structures for people, but instead I like fixated on these really ornate, like special carvings around the front doors. But in that culture, you didn't get paid for that. You didn't get paid for these like really cool, like sort of blessing doorway carvings. You got paid for the house and if it stood and how fast you made it and if the roof leaked or not. So I gave myself a lot of stress by spending too much time on details that didn't help me make a living. Hard to imagine that that was me. So again, just melt your pile. And if you want, just intuit, what did you do for a living? Or maybe it's from childhood in that life. All right, now my pile's gone, and that is the point, just to melt it, okay? So now the middle pile, and again, this is whatever's healthy and gentle for you to clear from past lives, that so that you're freed up, you're not stuck in the past, and you can be here and now to enjoy your life. So let's see, this, my middle pile in my past life timeline, that's healthy and gentle for me to clear. I was female. So as you clear yours with gold light from your fingertips and your hand chakras, and the red earth energy, were you male or female in this life? And then was this pile of energy blocks more from your childhood or your adult life or the whole life? Oh my god. Okay. So for me, and don't freak out if you're a newbie and you did not intuit as much. You know, I have been doing this for quite a while and many lifetimes. So even if you intuit like a little thing like your gender, it's kind of cool. But anyway, okay, so I was female, and this pile of energy blocks is from my adult life, and I had too many kids. I mean, I love you, my kid participants, but kids are a lot of time and work. And in that life, I was very fertile, and so was my husband. So we had 7 kids. We had 7 kids, and it was too much. It was so much work. And we never had any privacy. See, I'm going too much into it. I'm like, oh. So if you're starting to get trust, just remember, stay here, wiggle your toes, just melt the pile. Don't like relive it. All right. So just clear the pile, and if you're having trouble getting it all gone, just ask your angels. Angels, can you help me finish clearing this pile? All right, good. That one's gone. Phew. I feel lighter already. All right, so now for the final pile. And again, this is just the it's on your past life timeline, which is a plain old line from then to now of all your past lives that you've had, but just you're only imagining real simple, like a pile of leaves, like a big pile of energy blocks from some past life that is holding you back in the past, you know, having these energy blocks. So it's already soaking in the red earth energy. This is my final pile that I'm going to do right now. And were you male or female in your lifetime? If you want, you know, use your intuition. Were you male or female? In this one, I was female. And just trust your intuition. You know, the first thing you get is fine. Just go with that. So I was female. Were you male or female in this life that the energy blocks you're melting away? And again, you're not melting away the life experience. That's already saved for you in your Akashic record. So you're just melting away what ideally would have cleared in that lifetime, but somehow, you know, you just didn't get over something, you know? So you're just doing a little cleanup, but you're not losing anything except a lot of heaviness. So anyway, I was female. Were you, and when these energy blocks were created, were you a kid? Were you an adult, or both? Oh, that's funny. I was a kid, but I was the oldest in a family of 3 kids. Yeah, I was a girl, and I was the oldest, and there were 2, it was all girls. 3 girls, and I was the oldest. And my parents gave me so much more responsibility than them, and I got really cranky about it. And I just felt like that was so unfair. I got really stuck about it, and it even affected my mood as an adult. Like, I just felt like everything was not fair. My heart chakra got stuck about it. I didn't feel loved and accepted. I felt like I was an employee of the family. So anyway, it's really time for me to get over that and clear it, right? It's time. But how many lifetimes was that ago? You can just use your intuition. Like, oh, how many lifetimes ago? For me, that was like about 6 lifetimes ago. So it wasn't long ago, but long enough that I want to get rid of it. Well, if it was yesterday, I want to get rid of it. So anyway, just use the gold light from your hands and then the red earth energy from the center of the earth, and just don't relive it. Try not to. My tummy is tight just feeling about being treated unfairly as this girl in the family. That's funny. There you go. It's cleared. Good. Phew. And okay, so that was step 6, which was kind of a big part of the healing and just a big part right now too. In the healing was 23 minutes, the whole healing, because when I don't have to explain things to people, I go real fast. We do a lot. And that step 6 of the healing, so doing the timeline healings there, that was 7.5 minutes of the healing, of the 23-minute healing. So almost a third of the healing. So after that, that's so much transformative work that does send waves of positive change through your life, but also through the lives of others. So we had everyone recreate their gold energy aura buffer zones just for a little extra energy safety. So if you don't know how to do that, just ask your angels. Angels, please recreate my gold energy aura buffer zones. And then, of course, you can watch that video, Gold Energy Aura Buffer Zones, in the Quick Techniques playlist. Otherwise, just redo your set right now if you know. And so then I stuck in a mini repeat of step 1 here because I saw I hadn't planned to do it, but I looked at people and it was needed. So we did a mini, step 1 was actually a very in-depth chakra love tricolor version of the earth energy soak, all this, the aura soak, and then all the chakras in red, orange, and yellow. But we just did a basic tricolor earth energy soak, which is a nice basic 6-minute video, very kid-friendly as well, but a lot of adults love it too. But if you do have kids, that could be a nice one to try with them. Or maybe grouchy boyfriends who will only try one video with you. Maybe that one would be it. But force-feeding spirituality doesn't work well, folks. So if people don't want to watch the videos, don't make them. Okay, but anyway, we did a basic tricolor soak, which we'll just do a third of that. So go ahead, imagine you're grounding at red or orange or yellow, all the way down to the center of the earth, nice and wide, all the way down, nice and flowing all the way down, and then bring up red or orange or yellow all the way up, 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 and soak in it. All the way up, your whole aura, your body, all your organs, all your chakras. Ah, yay. And just let that comfort you. And I'm gonna leave mine up. Yeah, that's cool with my angels. So you could leave yours up too if you want. And just soak in that for a while, as long as you want. And when you do bring it down to your 3rd chakra, because that's a nice height for your grounding, because I feel like that then gives extra support to your 1st, 2nd, and 3rd chakra for courage and abundance, emotional stability, and productivity and good sleep. So hey, yeah, I'll take that. So normally your grounding is up this high then, and it goes all the way down to the center of the earth. Okay, so that didn't have a number, that step, because it was just a little repeat, like a mini micro repeat of step 1. But then the final step did have a number. It's number 7, and it's real simple because, again, your angels are doing all the work. But you just ask your angels for a healing and a blessing, because we just did a lot of work. And so angels know what needs to be healed and released and soothed and comforted right now. And they are very efficient. Way better than I am. So go ahead and just with your intention, let's do it together. Just say, angels, can you please give me healing and a blessing? And make sure you say angels in your mind, because that way your personal angels will do it for you. Angels, please give me a healing and a blessing. Cool. Okay, so that's all we did. So stay tuned for the next healing if you're a participant and the next recap. Okay, bye.